Good afternoon and welcome to the Serrano Consult and Advocate Service Incorporated, and we are a nonprofit company. My name is Tony and I'm an advocate for the company, and I would like to introduce you today to teaching students with autism. We're going to focus today on early childhood, prior to kindergarten, pre-K, and some kindergarten, and then toddlers. We're going to talk about play as a matter of a social skill, and yes, play is educational. Often we think as parents or educators that play means nothing. Most educators understand that play does involve all kinds of interactions with others as well as with themselves. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about this. This video is for parents and as well as for educators. There are a few educational places where you can go to have more support. One of those supports are Vizzle.com, Vizzle, Vizzle.com, and you will find many opportunities there with regards to autism and playing. So today I want to introduce 3 different topics with play, and we're going to start with why is play so important? Number of things. Play is important for occupational therapy, OT. It gives new fine motor and gross motor skills. Your little fingers, upper body, lower body. It's involved in academic skills, and it's involved in language. So speech and language is very important. You want to start off with someplace safe for them to play. Sometimes it may just be a cornered area where they feel safe. It may be in a classroom, not just open, but in an area where sometimes we often, as an educator, I often prepared an area where it might just be a quiet area and the children could play or even read. That we would provide the reading quiet area. There are several different types of play, and today we're going to talk about parallel play, joint attention, and demands. So you might want to get a paper and pencil and take a look at and take some quick notes. This helps parents as well as educators. As students or your child becomes a part of they start to work with toys, you are going to want to start, and we're going to start with parallel play. Parallel play is not 2 students working together. Parallel play is one student or child working on one thing, while another student or child or adult is working on the same thing, but they're not playing together. For example, I could have a red ball and be rolling the ball by myself, and then my child could be rolling another ball next to me, but he's playing by himself. I am playing by myself. I might say to my child, look, red ball, red ball. Always using more words to communicate. And I think that that's something that, or we could just say ball, ball. And then they would repeat ball, ball. Some kids are nonverbal, so they may not repeat ball, but they may hold up the ball. So I could say ball, and they may hold up the ball. So that's parallel play, that's parallel communication, and it's important for functional play, which you'll find out a little bit more about later. There's also gaining control. That's what I was talking about earlier. It's called gaining control. That environment that's safe, that has the area where they should be able to not have a toy ripped out of their hand, or they want to stay there until they're done with that. And once they're done with that, maybe another child could come in and take that general area. But that's kind of gaining control, so you have control over the area. All right, types of play. We're going to mostly talk about functional play today. So functional play, symbolic play, and sociodramatic play. The example I gave with the ball is functional play, symbolic play, and sociodramatic play. Our kids with autism mostly do functional play. But in order to teach them social skills, we're moving an object, we're talking about an object, we're describing the object. So, for example, you want your child to learn red. Red. I point at my ball, red. Point at his ball, red. Now, he may not say red, but he will be able to visualize the difference, or the same color. Symbolic play has to do with the object and the attributes to that object. So, circle, working with kindergartners, circle, circle. Or if you've got a box or a block, square, square. Those describing the properties of that specific object. And then sociodramatic play has the impact of children working together and explaining, playing together. Oh, I want to get on a swing. Let's get on a swing. You get on the swing too, and we'll play. We have 2 swings. We're swinging. That's your sociodramatic play. Children today and children with autism, and parents as well as educators, the very biggest thing to remember is modeling. And educators know what modeling is, but parents may not. And so let me describe a little bit about modeling, and it's also in the example I gave. I want to use the red ball, and I'm going to show what I want the child to do. I want the child to hold the red ball. I'm going to show, hold the red ball. And then opportunity for the child to try. And sometimes you may have to go hand over hand next to your child. Hold the hands together. Pick up the ball. Hold the ball. Put it back down. As an example, live modeling and video modeling. I will also just go to a trait that I have experienced and that I worked on specifically, and that is modeling through behavior. I took an opportunity to teach a child how to show appropriate raising hand behavior, how to sit quiet behavior, and then I would show the inappropriate way. Hey! Or I would well, we don't want that inappropriate behavior. We want to teach them a new skill. So doing a video of myself and then showing the child what's appropriate and not appropriate. Then I'd also give the child a chance to do inappropriate behavior and then appropriate behavior. They would watch themselves, which kids love to do. They love pictures. They love to see themselves on screen. It's important. Video modeling, live modeling, whatever works the best for you, parents and teachers, this is important. So I have found that ability to do that is very, very successful. Oops, wrong way, sorry. I'm kind of checking on some notes that I had put up because doing this all in my head sometimes is crazy. So reinforcing play. Well, what's that mean, reinforcing play? Well, most educators know what reinforcement is. It's usually involved in a praise. Sometimes it's not a praise. It might be, I see you're doing your work. Reinforcement. Reinforcement also involves with toddlers. I see you have the ball. I see you're holding the ball. Or it could be, great work. You're holding the ball. So it might be with excitement, or it might be not. But you can always reinforce. And reinforce is often used when introducing new skills. So I want to reinforce pushing the ball. Okay, I'm going to introduce a new or a car, pushing a new car. Let's say we've got a little car and a couple of little girls and a couple of little boys, and you want to introduce how to push a car. Or yeah, you could do a ball as well. But your first thing is picking it up. Pick up the object. Show functional play. And you just do it in steps. And this is going to take time. So it may take 3 or 4 days, maybe longer, to demonstrate picking up an object. Pick up the ball. Next, we're going to push the ball. Here's where your physical and occupational therapy works, because it starts to demonstrate your arms, your legs, and when let's say if you're laying on the floor, it engages your core muscles, and so there are several things that are educational in the process of this. So it might be pick up the red ball. The second step would be push the red ball. Again, might take 5 or 6 days, maybe longer to pick up the ball. Might take 5 or 6 days, maybe longer to push the ball. Then once they learn to push it, we teach them, step 3, push the ball. Push the car. Push the red ball. Push the red car. Whatever color you're going to introduce academically or whatever. And let's say your parents, your teacher at school has decided this week's going to be red. So you're doing everything in red at home to support what's happening at school. And it also helps you to interact with your child. The more interaction with the child with autism, the better, the safer they feel, as long as they're not in an overwhelmed situation. So you can say, you are squashing the ball. That's a good reinforcement for your child. If your child does not understand verbal directions, there again, I talked about hand over hand and physical interaction, and again, the video. So those things really help. As you learn to play, I highly recommend, and this is something that I don't think everybody's aware of, is that you introduce play during sections of time. So you get your child up in the morning, they've had breakfast, time to play. And it may only be 5 seconds, but pick up the ball. And that's all you do. Maybe a minute. Maybe your child will only pick up the ball once and you're done. Okay. Just before lunch, pick up the ball. Pick up the ball. And again, it may be only, so if your sections of time might be longer, so you might want to say, okay, I can do 5 minutes. So now you have 5 minutes, and 5 minutes, that's 10 minutes of interacting play, which allows the child to learn to gain this knowledge. Then you might want to, that's called playing in sequence. You've got them now picking up a ball first thing in the morning, and just before lunch you're pushing the ball. And then after a period of time, and maybe by the 3rd week or 4th week, you're able to say, first thing in the morning, pick up the ball. Let's pick up the ball. Let's pick up the ball. And then at lunchtime, you're able to say, push the ball, squish the ball, introducing new vocabulary. Push the ball at supper time or shortly after supper time. Push the ball. And you do 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Now you got 15 minutes of playtime. Very quality time with your child. And educational professionals do this at school. So they, you also want to consider increasing time. So instead of 5 minutes, you might want to do 6 minutes, and eventually maybe 7 minutes. And maybe instead of pick up the ball, you might introduce pick up the red car. Pick up the red car. Feel the red car. Push the red car. So if you notice, you're doing a ball all in the same sequence, then you're doing a car all in the same sequence, and they're learning new vocabulary as they go on. Play is very important. These areas of functional play are with a child that just wants to play, and you're modeling and you're doing all the things, but then you're going to introduce, you've got the objects, you're introducing the objects, and then you're going to introduce a play date or individual people with autism, or an individual without autism, an individual with autism, those kind of things you're going to start to introduce. Let's open the door. Okay, I will open the door. And then the other person says, go through the door. Oh, go through the door. And so they start to play together, or they're pushing the ball and the other person pushes back. Now we're playing together, pushing the ball. So that is social play. And usually with kids with autism at that early age, that practicing social play is difficult for them to get into. So there you go. Yes, play is educational. Thank you for being with us, and I hope you have a great day. Oh, feel free to contact me at tkphilly, PHILLI, @gmail.com for any further questions, or any questions you may have with your child that has a special need, or IEP questions, any of that. Thank you, and have a great day.